you guys enjoy your whatever that is.
All right. Test. Well, some may believe that aliens are already infiltrating the United States and perhaps winning elections. I don't know. So we had a pretty big election
Are Russians
last.
considered aliens?
Maybe. Some would consider them perhaps alien. Last week. So I want to get into our Ask an Idiot segment here. So, Tim, I've talked politics with him offline before. He will at least he will give you an actual well thought out opinion. So some are kind of concerned and freaking out a bit about the overwhelming landslide victory of the Republican Party all the way around this time. So certainly Trump
Matt
for
Gaetz
president.
as the Attorney General. Come on.
I don't think that'll
Yeah,
fly.
Matt Gaetz is not going to be the
but
Attorney
still,
General.
but they have control of the House and the Senate.
Yesterday announced that he wants to. Trump announced that he wants to put in as the Attorney General. Is Matt Gaetz?
Well, he's got to get confirmed. I don't think he'll get confirmed personally, but anyway. All
right, go ahead.
We'll see. Well,
I'm going to try to pump my brakes here. So
pump the brakes here. But I do want to ask Tim though. So Tim, give us. Yeah, I know you voted.
Yes, I did.
A certain way. So Dean and I did not. But
apparently,
give us one good reason why that we shouldn't freak out that Trump has been reelected. And no bullshit sound bites that we hear online, this and that. So give us one good reason why we shouldn't be concerned.
Right now?
Right now.
No, wait till Tuesday.
When you told me you wanted me to answer that, I wanted to ask you, what is there to freak out about? I mean,
well,
he can't do anything that the Constitution doesn't let him do. The Constitution is the law of the land. It's what makes our republic our republic. We are a constitutional republic with democratically elected representatives in government. He can't do anything. I mean, I remember hearing Kamala Harris say that if she couldn't get the Second Amendment repealed, she would have signed an executive order forcing a buyback of all guns. She said that back in 2019. Yes, she did. Look it up. It was in 2019. So the president does not have the power to do anything like that. Executive orders are...
How many people do you need to put around you, and in what levels do you need to keep putting people around you to be able to change that?
You need a constitutional amendment, so you need 3/4 of the states to ratify it. To repeal an amendment, you have to have a constitutional amendment.
And look at the slow burn that's been happening with all of the Republican sycophants that have been elected around the country in all these states that could make things possible.
So you think that the Republicans want to take guns?
Pardon?
Oh, well, we were talking about the Second Amendment here. To repeal it, you need a constitutional amendment.
No. I'm talking about. He'd asked you about Trump.
Like one thing I've heard, that he may try to lift the term limit, for example. Well,
he's definitely. If he doesn't try, he's definitely going to be talking about it. I guarantee you that.
What I heard was he's trying to impose. He wants a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on Congress, which I'm okay with. I'm tired of professional politicians. Period.
I actually agree with that.
I'm for that.
There needs to be term limits not only on Congress and senators, but also the Supreme Court. Also,
well, the Supreme Court. Again, I don't think you would get the amendment on the Supreme Court passed, but you might. I don't know. So
you're saying that you have a better chance of having those people go, yeah, let me vote on something to where I'm not going to be able to make money here. But let's stay away from the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's been an institution that we have not messed with, other than to increase the number.
So has Congress, and
Congress has increased the number to 9. It was 7 at one time. I think there was 10. They had 10 in there.
No. I'm talking about the term limits.
The term limits, if they want to put term limits through a constitutional amendment, you got to get 2/3 of Congress to agree to it. Then 3/4 of the states have to ratify it. So there would be that would be on the ballot, and it has to be ratified.
Gen X Brian here from the Convincing Idiots podcast. If you're enjoying our show, tell a friend. And if you're not, well, tell 2 enemies.
I understand that. I understand civics. What I'm saying is the idea that Trump wants to put term limits. You said he wants to put term limits on senators and Congress.
Yes.
And I'm saying is they should also put term limits for Supreme Court justices. That they should not be a lifetime term. Why should a human being get a lifetime term? What makes it a lifetime term? I don't care what side of the fence you're on. Why should age limit should be mandated in Congress, presidents, senators, judges, Supreme Court, and others? There's an age limit to where, like, you are out of touch with society, that you should retire automatically. What say you?
I've never really thought about it.
Okay.
I do not like having career politicians. We had Sherrod Brown, who'd been, a congressman and a senator for I don't know how long. You had Joe Biden was a senator for nearly 40 years. You have idiots like Strom Thurmond sat there and kept getting reelected forever in the Senate.
He started when there was segregation. Come on.
Yeah, and that's what I'm telling you. I don't like career politicians. That's why I want to see term limits imposed on Congress and the Senate, on the House and the Senate. When it comes to the Supreme Court, I want to look and see why the framers of the Constitution wanted that to be a lifetime appointment. They had to have a reason. I want to read the Federalist Papers on that, because I've never really given a thought. They are who they are. The president gets to appoint them, and it has to go through.
Human being should have that right. Why should any human being have that right, though?
I don't know. All right, I would want to see what the framers of the Constitution were thinking when they put that in there. It may be to maintain stability of the courts. I have no idea, but it takes the Senate to approve it.
But then shouldn't we look at that, though? Shouldn't we look at that for congressmen and senators? If we're not sure why they wanted the lifetime appointments, shouldn't we also go back and go, wait a minute, let's look on why they wanted senators and congressmen not to have term limits?
The president didn't have term limits until 1940. What, 1946, 1948?
Around there after FDR died.
FDR had four terms, and then they brought a constitutional amendment saying you can only have 2 terms, period. Whether it's back to back or you run, then you run again later. Grover Cleveland only had 2 terms. He was actually kind of a popular president. Mm-hmm. So again, I don't. The freaking out thing, I don't know why everybody's freaking out. They can't do anything that the Constitution won't let them do. You're not going to, we didn't see a bunch of rights eroded under Joe Biden. We didn't see it under Barack Obama. We didn't see it under George Bush, except for the Patriot Act. That's a whole other animal I don't want to get into. But Donald Trump's not going to do anything. that he doesn't have the power to do. And the biggest thing is he can't run again. Thank God. So after this term,
that's exactly what Brian was asking earlier.
after this term, he's done, and there will be another election in 2028. And hopefully we'll get better leaders to choose from. I know who I like. So
go ahead.
Well, Tulsi Gabbard, one, she's a moderate. She uses common sense.
Okay.
She's strong. She's intelligent. She's a leader. And the other one's Tim Scott out of South Carolina, another very strong leader, moderate Republican. He uses common sense.
Is that the bald motherfucker who looks like Slender
What's
Man?
that?
Tim Scott, is that this bald motherfucker that looks like
that's
Slender
Rick
Man?
Scott. Tim Scott.
Rick
Tim Scott is a black guy out of South Carolina.
That's
and
right.
He's incredibly.
That's not the guy who just lost for governor, was
No,
he?
I don't think he ran for governor. I don't know. He's a
okay. Which
senator.
one of those dudes got caught on the porn sites talking about the Nazis and stuff?
I have no idea.
What was that dude's name?
I don't know.
He ran for governor, I think South Carolina. I think.
I really don't know. But that's why you should. That's all I can say is there's no need to panic. We don't have a democracy, thank God. Because if we did, then he could sit there all day and tell us what to do. We just have to keep voting on it. But what we have is a constitutional republic, and he has the president. The office of the president has limitations to what they can do. That was purposeful. And historically, you can go back and look and check me on this. Historically, a president who has both the House and the Senate typically doesn't get a lot done while they had the House and the Senate.
He did last time.
So
he had the House and Senate when he first got elected.
He only had it for 2 years. And I think he got more done after the House and the Senate, but I'm not really positive. We started dividing once the thing started, it was all about impeachment this, impeachment that. Getting sick of hearing about the impeachment shit.
Well, then he should stop doing illegal shit.
Every president needs to stop doing illegal shit.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, every president.
All right. But back.
Then he should stop with the rest of them stopping.
Back to the initial question: if we're those that are concerned about the doom and gloom about Trump's going to come in and try to be all powerful and everything, at least from that side of it, you're saying, well, I mean, there's checks and balances for a reason to check a president to not become all powerful. Maybe there's conversation on how to get around some of that stuff there, but it would take a lot to overcome the Constitution. Is basically what I'm hearing here. So.
It'll take seeing how strong our republic is.
Well, I guess
okay,
we'll see.
Dean, I gotta say this. I am not a Trumper. Okay, I don't support. I think Donald Trump is a colossal ass clown, but he knows how to get things done.
Yeah.
Okay. The Constitution.
Rape, hiding documents.
The Constitution is the supreme law of this country. He cannot violate the Constitution. And no president has violated the Constitution. So
that's
no president's ever
100% accurate, but
no president has violated they have broken laws. They have not violated the Constitution. The Constitution is everything to this country. It's what when I joined the Army, I didn't take an oath to protect the president, to be at the president's bidding. I took an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I can tell you right now, most veterans hold that oath very serious. And if Donald Trump or any other fucking president sits in that fucking office and tries to rule as a despot, they're gonna get dealt with. The veterans will rise up. The people will rise up. So the more that you want to hate Donald Trump, feel free. I don't give a shit about Donald Trump. I don't give a shit about anything about other than what's going to affect me. Donald Trump does not have any power that the Constitution has not granted him. He cannot assert any power that the Constitution has not granted him. That's the whole 10th Amendment right there. So if you don't think the Republic's strong enough that the Constitution will be upheld and that he would be deposed if he decides to start trying to grab power like a dictator, then you haven't lived in this country long enough or served it. Because I, for one, would take up arms and oppose any fucktard that wants to try to do that and start eroding things and not doing the way the things the Constitution says is supposed to be done. He took an oath to uphold the Constitution, and he better do it. And he better tell Congress to do their fucking jobs. I'm getting sick and tired of paying a lot of fucking taxes and hearing people say, he's got to get democracy, blah, blah, blah. The fear-mongering and that bullshit needs to stop, and we need to have civil discourse on what's going on in this country, and we need to unite. If the leaders can't unite us, then the people need to unite us. I can respect the liberal. I can't respect somebody who wants to call me a fucking Nazi, a fascist, or anything else because I happen to vote Republican. I voted Democrat in 1992, and I will vote Democrat again if I get a competent Democrat running for office. But I'm sick and tired of the woke politics, the identity politics, and everything else. So if people want to freak out over Donald Trump, go ahead. It's Trump derangement syndrome. He can't do anything that the Constitution won't let him do. Period. That's why you should not freak out.
All right.
And
you know what?
I'm sorry about my little diatribe there.
Hold on, real quick. So real quick.
You know what? I should have hit record on that one, guys.
I got it written down.
Okay, real quick. Just to let you know, Tim, when I refer to Nazis and such, I'm literally talking about the people who fly the Nazi flag next to the Donald Trump flag, next to the Confederate flag, next to the American flag. They fly all of those flags together. You know, they literally have Nazi
that wasn't on you. That wasn't talking about you. I've been called a Nazi because I'm a Republican. I've been called a fascist because I'm a Republican. I'm not either. I'm a constitutionalist. I'm not really a Republican. I vote mostly libertarian because I believe the individual right supersedes that of the collective. And they should not, in every law that's passed, destroys another civil liberty. So when it comes to government's too big. You know, they're the biggest employer of the United States. The tax money that goes into maintaining the government is ridiculous.
I get hired for that shit.
I will vote. I will be more than happy to vote for a liberal or a Democrat. If they use, I liked RFK. I'm not going to lie to you. I was going to vote for RFK until he dropped out. I liked Robert Kennedy.
Would that worm have been his vice president?
I don't know who would have been his vice president.
What do you mean? Well,
but I apologize to you guys. Right. I didn't mean to go off on there, but it is something.
No.
I am passionate about. I when I wore the uniform, I got called baby killer. I got called fascist. I got spit on. And now that I'm not wearing the uniform, I get, and because I vote Republican, I've been called a Nazi. And you know what? Those idiots that fly that Nazi flag, they need to be deported. That are U.S. citizens, but I would take away their citizenship if I could. White supremacists, any racial supremacist, needs to be dealt with in a harsh way. That's all I can say. But don't freak out about Donald Trump.
Right. Well said.
Freak out about fucking UFOs. They're scarier.
There you go.
I'll fuck a UFO any day.
Hey, listen, great dialogue.
Hey there. If you like that video, or if you just like to watch us make fools of ourselves, please like and subscribe to this channel. We really appreciate it. We hope to see you back here.